My name is Rupert Younger. I'm the director of the Oxford University Centre for Corporate Reputation, based at the Saïd Business School in Oxford. And I'm very excited to be joined by Anastasiya Zavyalova here to talk about the Oxford Handbook of Organisational Social Evaluations, which we have co-edited. I thought, Annie, we'd start our conversation about this by just asking you, why was it the right time for us to do this?
I think it was really timely because the first handbook on corporate reputation, co-edited by Mike Barnett and Tim Pollack, came out in 2012. So it's been a while, 14 years now. And since then, the field has evolved for sure. It's been so exciting to see so many projects coming out on social evaluations.
We spent many months editing and reviewing, which we distilled into our conclusions. I've got some thoughts, but what stuck out for you in terms of the key insights that we picked up on in the conclusions?
What stood out for me is one of the driving forces that I think will change the scholarship in this area and the practice of PR, crisis management, and management of corporate reputations, and broadly social evaluations, is first of all the change in media landscape, the drastic change of how stakeholders consume information about companies and organizations. And I think the second one kind of is related to the first one. Because of that changing media landscape, managers have to deal with this fragmentation of their stakeholders. You need to target your messages, you need to build reputation, knowing that on one hand, you may have to deal with echo chambers, but on the other hand, you have to have this broader appeal across different stakeholder groups. And that's a big challenge, and that's something that struck me as one of the most important insights in the book. What about you?
The things that stood out for me was firstly the importance of critical moments, crises. And what I think the chapters do really well is to understand what changes when you're dealing with critical moments. Critical moments, I think obviously the white sort of noise of authenticity and trust, which have been subjects that have been talked about so much since the financial crisis, since 2008, 2009, trust and the rebuilding of trust. And I think there's some really interesting looks at what actually we're talking about when we think about trusting someone or something for something. And so there's some quite provocative thinking in there. I really enjoyed reading and working with the authors on that. What do you think is going to be of most value for practitioners and scholars from this piece of work?
Well, I think for scholars, it's definitely going to be a great compilation of not only summaries of prior research, decades of research on social evaluations, but also really good insight from the leading scholars in this area on what are the most interesting findings right now and what are the most provocative research questions going forward in that space. For practitioners, I hope that they will find some of the frameworks and conceptual maps useful in how they navigate this evolving, drastically and fast evolving landscape of PR, crisis management, and relationships with stakeholders. I think those are the most valuable insights the handbook provides, the contributors provide.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the frameworks, are going to be very practically useful beyond as well just the handling of crises. I think that what organizations have started to understand is the value of perceptions in entering new markets, in building reliances, in kind of developing strategies to do with political risk. These are all around the development of perceptions. And that's really what this handbook, I think, really offers a deep dive into. So I'm very excited from a practitioner perspective as well. For me, the interrelations chapters at the end were just fantastic. It's this idea that you don't just study reputation or status or legitimacy or stigma or celebrity or trust as separate things. They all intersperse and influence and are dyadically connected to each other. And we've got these chapters, as you know, at the end where some leading thinkers and scholars have started to have a look at what are the relationships. Can you build a reputation if you're low status? Can you build high status if you're not trusted? Lots of these type of questions start to emerge. So I think, yeah, very exciting to see how it's going to land. And just on a personal note, I know that you're about to have your first child, so huge congratulations for when that happens. Probably by the time this is out, you may even have a new member of your family, and if you do, there's just so much love from us all, and best of luck with it.
Thank you so much, Rupert.
Great, thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you.